This is my apartment. This is my tatami room, and I've never given an official tour of my apartment until now, sort of. This is the only room I'm going to show you today, but it's the most important room. And I've been living in Japan for almost 20 years this year, and I can't imagine living in Japan without one of these. This here, if you can take a look, is a Kotatsu. This is a Kotatsu. It's a heated table. I'm going to show you how it works. I have a mikan, I have some coffee. We're going to be here for a little bit of time, and this is what I need to set it up. These are two blankets that I use for the Kotatsu. It's normally used with blankets in tatami rooms. And yeah, I mean, I've moved in my life 16, this is the 16th time I've moved. When I moved into this apartment 13 years ago. Before, my job was moving to a new apartment every 3 to 6 months. It was pretty crazy back then, and now I've settled into Tokyo, and I requested this room. I had to have a tatami room. There's just something about tatami that makes you feel like you're in Japan. I don't know. I think a lot of the apartments these days in Tokyo especially don't have tatami. What they have, tatami's hard to take care of, so I can imagine why, but for me, I need this. To me, it's alive. It's all organic. It's made out of straw, I believe, and you can see the stitching is really nice around it. These are panels that you can bring them up and change them. You can flip them around when they get dirty. So the life on these are usually about 7 to 10 years. You can use the same tatami. And in the summer, with the heat, when the rooms get heated, the smell from the tatami is really nice. It's a pleasing, pleasant smell that well, makes me think of Japan. You know, I can't imagine without it. Now this table here, I got this when I first moved into this apartment. It cost me about $100, about 11,000 yen, or $100 to buy this table. And in Tokyo, you don't really need it that much because winters here in Tokyo are mild. I mean, they're not cold like up in Hokkaido. I would consider it to be, winter is sort of like Virginia, like Southern Virginia or North Carolina. It might snow once and then it melts the next day, and that's your winter. So it doesn't get cold enough for people to have a kotatsu, but it's definitely something that's nice to have. So how do you set it up? Right now it looks like an ordinary table, right? I'm going to show you how this kotatsu is set up. Now, what you need here is, I got to remove my coffee and mikan. This is a Japanese mikan, and these things keep me alive between November and about now, February. And these mikans are the symbol of winter. They're super easy to open. Check this out. That's it. Boom. Mikan. You can eat this now. It's that easy to open, and that's why I love them, and they smell so good. And I think they're even sweeter than oranges. All right. So, we have these blankets here. One of them is going to go between here and the table. So I have this table semi-locked. So you can use this table in the summer too. You don't have to use it just in the winter, because this here is a heater. This is what makes this table extremely important. How does this come off? Oh, here we go. So you can lock the table in place with these screws. These very annoying screws. And I'm going to show you closer up how this kotatsu works. There we go. Now it's easier. All right. So, that's up. By the way, these legs also detach, and I can put this away into the closet. Some of you might be thinking, where do I sleep? I sleep in this room as well. And when I'm done with my futon, a futon has no frame, all right, in Japan. A futon is basically, it looks like a big dog pad, like a bed for a dog. It's just a flat mattress with no springs in it. It's just soft. And you can put a mattress underneath that has more foam, but I just like it plain because the tatami is quite soft. And the futon is also the down feather comforter that goes over the futon, the bottom part of it. So there's an upper and a lower, and I have some nice pillows, and I put them in the closet. And when I wake up in the morning, you put it in there, and you have all this space. This is why I love the Japanese style. If you have a bed, the bed's there 24 hours a day. It's there all the time. With a futon, you wake up, you put it in the closet, you got the whole room to yourself. People can come over and meditate, say their mantra, sit in the center of the room. You can do yoga, you can do whatever you want at the tatami room when it's open like this. And in Tokyo, you want the space. You want the space. Alright, I gotta unscrew it a little bit more. Yeah. Alright, I think we're there. I don't know which way I'm going. Am I going the right way? Very annoying. I don't think they sell these in the United States because most people don't sit on the floor. Because of the height of the kotatsu, you want to be sitting on the floor. There are different styles, don't get me wrong. Alright, here we go. This part, the top comes off, like this. You see? This one is a really cheap one. It's made out of what seems to be like plywood, just sort of recompositioned wood and shaped it into the top. But it's enough to last me for like 20 years, really. And the top of this, again, it looks like real wood, but it's nothing special. It's a square. You can get different shapes, different sizes. Kotatsus come in all different sorts of shapes and sizes. To use this table, there are 2 screws. That's what I was having a problem with. So you can screw the top of the table to the frame, and then you make a real table that you can sit and eat dinner with in the summer. In the winter, you're going to want to use this heater, and that's what these are for. So this is the first blanket. I call this the base. Aha. This goes in the center, and the kotatsu goes on top of it. Next, we have this, which is like a futon. This is a cover. Now you see what's happened, don't you? You see what happens. Okay, let me finish it off. To complete the sandwich, we turn the top to the top of the frame. You return the tabletop here. And this is a kotatsu. Of course these kotatsu, you can plug them in using one of these things. And there's an on and off switch here. This means on and off. And it's pretty easy like this. It plugs in with one of these, whoosh, right into the bottom. I'm gonna show you that. The older ones use fire, okay? They would like put coals and stuff in there. But I think with the invention of electricity, it sort of made it a lot easier to heat these. But they can get dangerous in the winter. Some of them are automatically turned off. There's timers, but yeah, I'm gonna go over this. Let's get moving. All right. So we've completed the kotatsu setup. It took like 1 minute, and that's it right there, sitting in the center. This is how I live. You can put your laptop on there, edit videos, drink a cup of coffee. Enjoy a mikan. Put your coffee back on top there, because this is what we do. Don't forget the mikan. Ah ha ha. This completes the set for me. You could drink green tea, that might be more local, but for me, I need my coffee. I need a lot of coffee. All right, now, in Japan, the outlets look like this. They're different than the United States because in the United States, we have a third little hole here that leaves a little grounding, I guess. In Japan, they don't need it. It's basically like this. It's just the same as the United States, but without the third prong. I mean, three's a crowd, right? So plug it in. There you go. Now this goes underneath the Kotatsu table. And I'm about to take you there right now. It's like lifting up the skirt, right? What's under the skirt? Boom! It's a big mess under there. Okay. All right. So, take a look here. This is the heating panel. This is the heating panel on a cheap one, okay? I think that there's gonna be some kotatsu that have a better heating mechanism to it. I wanna thank everybody for the super chats to this point. They weren't coming up on my screen until right now. So let me see if I can answer some of these here. Professor Dell, thank you very much, Professor Dell. And Charles Gray, new to the channel. Welcome aboard, Charles, because this series of live videos, unedited, this is happening like right now. To me, I'm still really impressed with the fact that we can live broadcast anywhere, anytime on this format. So thank you for supporting the Only in Japan Go channel. It means a lot to me. Back to the show. Yeah, so this is the Kotatsu heating mechanism underneath it. Now this thing just connects into here. It usually makes a pleasing sound. But this is a cheap one and it doesn't. Some of them lock in magnetically, but most of them are like this, and you can see it actually entered inside here. And this is the part, the fan. I don't know if you can take this off, but it's padded. There's velvet on here, so it's soft. So it also prevents the heat, the metal from getting too hot, which I think is important. I've never burned myself on a kotatsu, but I can see that it's something that could happen. All right, once it's plugged in like this, you have a dial here that'll allow you to control the level. You don't have to have it super hot. This is yowai, this means weak, and this is suoi, this is strong, okay? So I usually have it in the middle because Tokyo is not that hot, and you know, why risk going strong when you can just go in the medium and get almost the same effect? There's not too many situations where you're going super strong anyways with the heat in Tokyo. See, Tokyo average temperature in the winter is like 9 degrees Celsius or something like that, which is like 47 degrees, which is nothing Fahrenheit. All right, now let's get this thing moving. Today's sort of a warm day. Okay. All right. Now I think you're starting to get it, right? So, this skirt, this cover, this blanket, this futon, what it does is, all right, let me go back to the chat so I can see what you guys are saying. What this does is it bottles in the heat. There's no central heating inside Japanese homes. There never has been, there never will be. Japanese